The single most ambitious evangelistic effort ever attempted by Kentucky Baptists, Find It Here, brought together 68 associations, nearly 1,700 churches, and an estimated 41,000 volunteers to take the good news of Jesus to more than 1.3 million Kentucky homes, 83% of all households, one door at a time.
The knock at the door, I just peeked around the corner to see an elderly gentleman talking with my husband, and he handed him a pamphlet for Find It Here at First Baptist Church of Lawrenceburg. And from that point, that was on a Monday, and that Sunday we were at church, and it felt good. The people were welcoming, and at that point I heard Brother Bob talk about Find It Here. And, well, they found me and they brought me here.
I just wanted to be saved like my mom.
Caitlin was with me at church the night of revival. I came forward on September the 14th, and Caitlin decided on September the 15th. Today I chose to take part in believers' baptism, and I hope that through this my heart will open even more and my relationship with God will become stronger.
It means a lot because now I know that I'm saved by God, and I know that I'm going to be able to live with Him in heaven.
Find It Here was a God thing. When you come to understand in the history of the Kentucky Baptist Convention, this perhaps was the greatest evangelistic outreach that has ever been done within our state.
Kentucky Baptists prayer walked their neighborhoods, prepared themselves and their churches to be strong witnesses, and worked cooperatively to ensure that every street, road, and rural route was covered.
Find It Here was one of the most amazing kingdom-minded partnerships that I think I've seen in the 30-plus years of ministry that I've been involved in. Associations pull together to work with other associations. Pastors would take areas where they saw there were holes and share areas where they saw there were proximity churches. It was an amazing example of how 41,000 individual Kentucky Baptists could work together to accomplish a task that probably very few people thought that we could do with the Find It Here campaign.
Thousands of individuals returned cards indicating decisions, visited the Find It Here website, or called the Evangelism Response Center's toll-free line. But the total impact of Find It Here may never be known. Every church and association has its stories of individuals and families coming to church for the first time or returning after receiving Find It Here material.
One of the most intriguing and fascinating stories is the conversion of a lady named Mary who made a profession of faith in Sandy Hook Baptist Church, which was a result of a youth group from another area actually delivering the gospel presentations to her house.
We came to Mary's house, and the boy that had the card thought twice about going up on the hill because it was a pretty good piece, but he felt compelled to take it to the house. The card, Mary filled it out, and it came back to me. 3 weeks after that, she was saved. That was May the 23rd. We baptized Mary on the 30th, and as we closed the service in prayer, Mary told me that she was feeling ill. She began to have a seizure. She went into a coma, and we preached her funeral on Friday. Had it not been for the Find It Here program, Mary would have never made contact with our church. Mary would have not been saved and would not be in heaven today.
Despite the successes of Find It Here in 2010, the work to share the gospel in Kentucky is by no means finished.
We are going to be doing a scripture distribution of a Mark New Testament, 2 books in the New Testament that present the Romans Road plan of salvation to our prisons, our jails, our nursing homes, our assisted living facilities, college campuses, and to our ethnic groups in Kentucky.
To win Kentucky for Christ, it will take all of us being willing to share. Are you ready to help someone find hope, purpose, peace, life?
What we're asking Kentucky Baptists to do is to join together in a 21-day time of prayer and fasting for 3 lost people. Every Kentucky Baptist saying, here are 3 people that I love and care about, and I want to pray for their salvation. At the end of the 21 days, you would deliver a copy of the Gospel of John and the book of Romans to each of those 3 individuals that you've been praying for. I can't imagine what God's going to do when we see thousands of Kentucky Baptists praying and fasting for their friends.